Rory McIlroy has always been the face of the PGA Tour, the loyal soldier, the defender of the faith. He has played through injuries, he has played through controversy, he has played through exhaustion. He has rarely missed an event. But now, the four-time major champion has revealed something shocking. There is a scenario where he would skip more PGA Tour events. Not because of injury, not because of family, because of the schedule. The PGA Tour is planning changes, big changes, and McIlroy is sending a warning. If the tour goes down this path, he will not go with them. The golf world is stunned. The PGA Tour is on notice. The fans are divided. What did Rory say? What changes is he talking about? And what does this mean for the future of professional golf? The answers may be more dramatic than you can imagine. The loyal soldier is ready to rebel. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The interview was supposed to be routine. Rory McIlroy sat down with a veteran golf journalist to discuss his season. He talked about his swing. He talked about his putting. He talked about his preparation for the upcoming majors. The questions were soft. The answers were measured. Everything was going according to plan. Then, the journalist asked a question about the future. Rory, there have been rumors that the PGA Tour is planning to expand the signature event schedule, more mandatory events, more compressed calendar. How would that affect your planning? McIlroy paused. He took a sip of water. He looked directly at the journalist, and then he spoke words that no one expected. If the tour continues to add more mandatory events and compress the schedule, I will have to rethink my participation. I cannot play 25 events a year. My body cannot handle it. My mind cannot handle it. I will have to skip some events. That is just reality. The room went silent. The journalists looked at each other. The camera zoomed in on McIlroy's face. He was not smiling. He was not joking. He was serious. The face of the PGA Tour had just threatened to skip more events. The golf world was stunned. McIlroy continued, I love the PGA Tour. I am committed to the PGA Tour, but I am also human. I need rest. I need time with my family. I need to recharge. The current schedule is already too demanding. If it gets worse, I will have to make tough decisions. The journalist followed up. What kind of changes are you talking about? What would be the breaking point? McIlroy shook his head. I don't have a specific number, but if the tour adds more signature events and compresses the calendar, I will have to skip. I cannot play from January to August without breaks. That is not sustainable. The interview continued for another 10 minutes. McIlroy talked about his game, his family, his future, but the damage was done. The clip of his comments went viral within minutes. The golf world exploded. Rory McIlroy, the loyal soldier, was threatening to rebel. The reaction was immediate. Some fans supported McIlroy. Rory is right, one fan wrote. The schedule is brutal. The players need rest. The tour needs to listen. Other fans were critical. Rory makes $50 million a year. He plays golf for a living. Stop complaining. A few fans were worried. If Rory starts skipping events, other players will follow. This could be the beginning of the end. The media went into overdrive. Every golf outlet published a story. Every podcast dedicated an episode. Every television show booked guests. The consensus was that McIlroy's comments were a major story. The PGA Tour is at a crossroads. The players are restless. The leadership is under pressure. To understand why Rory McIlroy is threatening to skip more PGA Tour events, we need to understand the proposed schedule changes. The PGA Tour is planning to expand the signature event model, more mandatory events, more compressed calendar. The idea is to create a first track of 21 to 26 elevated events. The players would be required to play most of them. The schedule would be jammed from January to August. The players would have few breaks. Brian Rolapp, the PGA Tour CEO, is the architect of this plan. He came from the NFL. He is focused on television ratings and sponsor dollars. He believes that more signature events will attract more viewers. He believes that a compressed schedule will create more excitement. He believes that the players will adapt. Rory McIlroy disagrees. He believes that the schedule is already too demanding. He believes that the players are already exhausted. He believes that adding more events will lead to burnout. He believes that skipping events is the only way to survive. The numbers support McIlroy. The top players are playing more than ever. In the 1990s, the top players played 18 to 20 events per year. Today, they play 22 to 25 events per year. The increase is significant. The wear and tear on the body is real. The mental fatigue is real. Rory is 35 years old. He has been on tour for 17 years. His body has taken a beating. His back has bothered him. His wrist has bothered him. The hip has bothered him. He cannot keep playing at this pace. He needs to be selective. The proposed schedule changes would make it harder to be selective. The signature events would be mandatory. The players would have to play them. The penalties for skipping would be severe. Fines, points deductions, suspensions. The tour is trying to force the players' hands. McIlroy is pushing back. He is using his platform to send a message. The tour needs to listen. The players are not machines. They need rest. They need time with their families. They need to recharge. The schedule needs to be balanced. McIlroy's comments are not just about himself. He is speaking for the players. The anonymous surveys show that the majority of players feel the same way. The schedule is too long. The demands are too high. The tour is not listening. The players are frustrated. The PGA Tour is in a difficult position. The tour wants to maximize revenue. The tour wants to satisfy the networks. The tour wants to keep the sponsors happy. But the tour also needs to keep the players happy. Without the players, the product is worthless.
The reaction to Rory McIlroy's comments has been swift and intense. The golf world is divided. Fans, players, and pundits have all weighed in. The debate has spilled beyond golf into mainstream media. Everyone has an opinion, and no one agrees. Let us start with the fans. A poll conducted by Golfix asked, "Do you support Rory McIlroy skipping more PGA Tour events if the schedule becomes too demanding?" The results were close. 53% said yes, 41% said no, 6% were unsure. The yes voters argued that player health should come first. The no voters argued that the players are paid too much to complain. The players have been more divided. Some have publicly supported Rory. "Rory is right," one anonymous player told Golfix. "The schedule is brutal. We need to rest. The tour needs to listen." Others have been more cautious. "I respect Rory," another player said, "but skipping events hurts the product. The fans pay to see us play. We have a responsibility." The media has been in overdrive. Every golf outlet has published a story. Every podcast has dedicated an episode. Every television show has booked guests. The consensus is that Rory's comments are a major story. The PGA Tour is at a crossroads. The players are restless. The leadership is under pressure. The most interesting reaction came from Tiger Woods. Woods was asked about Rory's comments during a brief appearance. "Rory is a leader," Woods said. "He has earned the right to speak. The schedule is tough. I know from experience. The tour needs to find a balance." The comments were supportive. They were also a sign that the establishment is divided. The PGA Tour has not commented officially, but sources say that officials are concerned. McIlroy is the face of the tour. His words carry weight. If he starts skipping events, other players may follow. The product would suffer. The tour would be in trouble. Brian Rolap, the tour's CEO, is under pressure. He is the architect of the signature event model. He believes in the plan, but he also knows that he needs the players on board. He cannot force them to play. He needs their cooperation. McIlroy has not backed down. In a follow-up interview, he said, "I am not trying to start a war. I am trying to start a conversation. The players need to be heard. The tour needs to listen. The schedule needs to be sustainable. That is all I am asking." The golf world is watching. The debate is just beginning. The future of the PGA Tour schedule hangs in the balance. What does Rory McIlroy's threat mean for the future of the PGA Tour? The implications are significant. The face of the tour is ready to rebel. The leadership is under pressure. Let us examine the most likely consequences. First, the schedule will have to change. The tour cannot ignore McIlroy. He is the most respected player in the game. If he is willing to skip events, others will follow. The tour will have to find a balance. More breaks, less compression, a more sustainable calendar. Second, the relationship between the players and the tour will have to improve. Trust has been broken. The players feel that the tour does not listen. The tour feels that the players are being unreasonable. Both sides need to come together. Both sides need to compromise. Third, the signature event model will have to be rethought. The tour created these events to attract the top players, but the players are now saying that there are too many. The tour may have to reduce the number. It may have to spread them out. It may have to make them less mandatory. Fourth, the players will have more leverage. McIlroy has shown that he is willing to skip events. Other players will take note. They will demand changes. They will demand input. The tour will have to listen. The balance of power is shifting. Fifth, the fans will have to adjust. If the top players skip more events, the fields will be weaker. The product will be different. The fans can either accept it or stop watching. The tour is hoping they accept it. McIlroy's threat is not idle. He has skipped events before. He will skip them again. The tour needs to take him seriously. The tour needs to act. The PGA Tour is at a crossroads. The schedule is broken. The players are burned out. The leadership is under fire. McIlroy has drawn a line in the sand. The tour can cross it, or the tour can step back. So what happens next? Rory McIlroy has revealed what could make him skip more PGA Tour events. The golf world is watching. Let us examine 3 possible outcomes.
Outcome 1. The tour listens. Officials meet with the players. They negotiate a more sustainable schedule. They reduce the number of mandatory events. They spread out the calendar. McIlroy is satisfied. He plays. The crisis is averted. This is the best-case scenario. It is also the most likely. Outcome 2. The tour ignores the players. The schedule remains the same. The mandatory events remain mandatory. McIlroy skips more events. Other players follow. The fields become weaker. The fans lose interest. The sponsors pull out. The tour's financial model collapses. This outcome is possible. It is also terrifying. Outcome 3. McIlroy leaves the tour. He is frustrated with the leadership. He decides to join LIV Golf. The defection is a bombshell. The tour is devastated. The players are divided. The fans are stunned. This outcome is the most dramatic. It is also the least likely. Which outcome will occur? According to sources close to the tour, outcome 1 is being discussed. The tour is not stupid, a source told Golfix. They know they need the players. They will negotiate. They will make concessions. The schedule will be adjusted. McIlroy will play. The crisis will pass. The golf world is watching. Rory McIlroy has revealed what could make him skip more PGA Tour events. The debate is just beginning. The future of the schedule is uncertain. One thing is clear. The players have leverage. The tour cannot ignore them. The loyal soldier is ready to rebel. The question is whether the tour will listen before it is too late. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.